Okay, so it's 4:37 on April 7th. It's been rough. Um, I got home last night and recorded a video late last night and posted that as to what had been going on. Today I canceled on Friday before I got beat up, antagonized, harassed, and then thrown to the floor and accused of being the aggressor and sent to jail. I had planned for having a tree trimmer out to trim the trees, and he did that. And while he was there, he was talking about grading our front yard, hauling in some fresh soil, planting some grass seed, and putting straw down on it. There's a whole bunch of tree roots that are just poking up, and trying to mow it and trying to grow anything there is next to impossible. And that's one of the services that he does. And Robert Schmidt Jr. Did agree to that on Friday. I have it on text messages as proof. And we were a go for him to come on Monday or Tuesday. But whenever he called me this morning, I wound up sleeping until 10. I didn't get to sleep until almost 4 a.m. because all of this is just so terrifying and alerting and scary, to lose everything you've ever had and to be attacked by your husband, the last person that you have in your life. And see, that's one of the things that happens to narcissistic abuse victims is over time, slowly, they are coerced and their friends and their family are poisoned against them. The relationship is poisoned until the victim of the narcissistic abuse is in complete isolation. And then they begin to convince, the authorities, the agencies and all of that in the community to discredit this individual and gather evidence that this person is crazy. So they'll antagonize them nonstop and then push them into a corner and keep poking on them and pointing their finger in your face or yelling at you or whatever. And then whenever you go to defend yourself, you're like, get the fuck away from me or whatever. Then they start screaming, dial 911, I've been assaulted, bah! And you wind up going to jail because you actually were the only one that touched. But whenever you got somebody like this in your face, screaming at you and pointing fingers and spitting on you, why don't you have the right to push that person away? Why does the state of Illinois, Sangamon County in Illinois, city of Springfield in Sangamon County in Illinois, think that a woman being aggressed upon that way and her pushing a person away, or a person that lives someplace else that could take anything out of the house that they want to reasonably, just ask, just take it, I don't care, I'm trying to move away and live in like essentially, I want a space that's like a hospital room or like a hotel room, like 300 square feet. I do not need 2,400 square feet of stuff. I don't want to take care of 2,400 square feet. My disabilities makes it impossible. My mobility issues make having to climb all of these stairs torture and torment every single day. And I'm forced to be here. I'm really not allowed to leave. I really am not allowed to leave. There's hell to pay if I leave. He will antagonize me and he will be just absolutely horrible with me. And then, you wind up scared and adrenaline's rushing and you don't know what's about ready to happen. And then he just does something out of left field that you could have never anticipated. And your head's just spinning. What the hell is happening? This is supposed to be my spouse. This is supposed to be our family. This is supposed to be our home. This is supposed to be a safe space for me, my children. He's supposed to be our provider, our protector. I am so confused right now. And so you try to stop it, and they use you trying to stop it, or you crying about it, or, you yelling about what the fuck is going on as evidence. They pathologize a normal human response to an extremely scary and stressful situation as being something wrong with the victim. And the courts and the system here in the state of Illinois seems to be set up for that. I'm still wearing the same clothes I was wearing yesterday. I didn't get to put on pajamas last night. I haven't got to take care of my whiskers or fix my nails, any personal care, exercise, make plans for my life, socialize, go see other people, go somewhere and actually see somebody. because of this nonstop chaos. When I finally get a chance to be able to read the text messages of play-by-play of what happened for the entire day yesterday, it will become very clear as to why I'm not able to leave the house. Every time I leave the house, he raids the house. Every time I go to the store, he comes and takes things. These things keep happening. And now I've been sent to jail and put in solitary confinement, and this is just nothing that I can handle anymore. So today I canceled the grading out there. I've been kept packing up more of my stuff to plan for the move. I have the doctor's appointment in 2 days in St. Louis. I'm hoping that me and the kids can do a little bit with each other over the next couple of days. He's getting off of work right now. I have made no contact with him directly, no phone calls, no text messages to him directly, no mention of his name, no tags in the group chat. The children have gone silent as well because they saw what was happening immediately after I got out of jail. They actually, after I got out of jail, it was an eye-opening experience for the children. They were able to see what Robert Schmidt Jr. of Springfield, Illinois, manager of the DO-IT Department of Information and Technology, works with Governor Pritzker and the Lieutenant Governor, what he's doing to his family right here, and being supported by DCFS, by the county, by the police, by the sheriffs, all of them, because he works for the state. Corruption protects corruption, and based on the way that I was treated, 444 on the clock there, based on the way that I was treated, this is like a Gestapo state. And it is designed to create helplessness, learned helplessness, subjugation, coercion, and breaking of the human spirit until you don't believe that you can do anything anymore. You feel completely trapped. You are the caged bird that can no longer sing. So I've packed up a lot of other things that I need, that either way, that if I told the kids they can take their car with me if we want to go someplace and have a day to hang out and maybe go hiking somewhere together before this major split up happens. But the only thing that seems rational to me is whenever I arrive to a court on April 22nd is to tell the judge that I am so scared for my life, and I am, in fact, the one that's being abused. I left my 2,400 square foot dream home with all of my belongings in it, and I am living out of my truck with major disabilities, permanent disabilities, in another state, living on the streets to escape the abuse. That seems to be my only option at this point in time. He and the kids are trying to keep asking me to buy them this, keep asking me to buy them that, keep asking me to buy this. And I'm like, I can't keep spending money on you guys. This is my escape plan money. You guys, Ian, you have a job. Bob, you have a job. Use your money. Robert, Ian, support your daughter, your sister. You guys are the men, the protectors. Do your fucking job. If you're the provider and you're the protector, do the fucking job. I'm tired of hearing this shit from men about how they're just peacocks and everything, and they're just so amazing, and how they need to be gratified, and women need to smile more and be more friendly to them. When this is the reality of a woman who's a good woman, loyal for 33 years, never cheated. I am a total homemaker. I ran my own business. I have raised my children. I have been a pillar of Springfield community since I was 13 years old. My grandmother ran businesses in these communities since 1959. We are not derelicts. We are not losers. We are not country bumpkin. We are not uneducated. And yet she had everything ripped from her when her husband cheated on her, hit her, and he was able to drain her dry over the course of 10 years, send her into health effects and dementia, and she died. She died of dementia, lost everything. He eventually died of cancer, lung cancer, because all he did from the time that I saw him when I was, in the 80s, up until the time he died, is just pretty much just sitting around smoking. So he died of lung cancer. But he made sure to drain her dry and made sure that she was dead first. And his wife that came into the picture in like the last 15 years of his life, she inherited all of it. So that was really cool for me as the eldest grandchild and the 24 other grandchildren underneath me. So that's what happens in these systems. And people really need to wake up, and women really need to wake up. The point of these posts is the system is not set up to protect women and children. It's set up to protect men, criminals, and the elite that is draining everything dry. And until women stand up and say, nope, not doing it anymore, not going to work, not being a nurse, not being a teacher, not being a mother, not being a wife, not being a housekeeper, not shopping for anything in the stores, not buying your products, not doing your subscriptions, not doing your Little League fees, not doing this, not doing your homeowner association fees, until women stop doing all of that, because the men have no reason to change the system that benefits them, designed by them, for them, benefits them, enriches them. There is no reason why these peacocks, these alphas that are rich and the system is benefiting them, that they should change anything because of how women and children suffer. So that's the reality that we're living in. And this is the first time in reality that we've had the ability for somebody like me to sit in my bedroom, record, looking like a hot mess. This is the reality of what a woman after 33 years being married looks like. 9 years ago, makeup done, looked great, yoga, hair done, dyed, jewelry, all that stuff. 9 years ago. When did it all change? COVID shutdowns. When our governor Pritzker decided to shut down the state and close down my business, but still wanted me to pay the fees to be massaged